changes, no matter how longed for, have their melancholy. For what we leave behind us is part of ourselves. Fellow Toastmasters, that quote was from Anatole France, a French philosopher and poet from the 1800s. He also said, a part of us has to die for us to enter a new section of our life. When I first heard that, I was struck with a realization. I don't know if it's true for all of you, but the hardest, the most difficult and trying times in my life have happened in periods of change. Changes in location, changes in family, changes in myself. The earliest change that I can remember was when I was 11 years old. A seismic shift. My parents came home and announced we were moving to Orlando, Florida. I was living in Ohio at the time. At 11 years old, I was, for some reason, not presented with the opportunity to remain behind. I doubt I would have accepted it anyway. I remember being elated. I was going to be next door neighbors with Mickey Mouse. There would be a swimming pool in my backyard. What could be bad? What could be bad? The 6th grade. I had trouble making friends that first year. No problem obtaining bullies, though. I remember missing my friends back in Ohio, the ones who I'd grown up with since I was very small. And thinking about that time now, I often wonder, what would my life have been like if we'd never moved? My friends back in Ohio, they went on to become football players, the popular kids. Would that have been me? And how would that have affected my confidence level today? Would I be a stronger person if I'd stayed in Ohio? It's intriguing to wander the path not traveled. But at what point does dwelling on Ohio Jeremy, who never really existed, begin to inhibit the progress of Jeremy today? Another major revolution in my life happened when I picked a family member for myself. You only get to pick one during your lifetime, unless you live in Utah. The only times you get to choose your family member is when you get married. Not your parents, not your kids, unless you're adopting, not your aunts, uncles, cousins. I subscribe to the notion that marriage is the quest to find that one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life. And I started annoying Rebecca early and often. You see, Bachelor Jeremy used to come home every day, grab a sandwich, slice of pizza, hop on the couch, turn on the TV, and stay there till bedtime. Clean the floor. It's just going to be dirty again tomorrow. Laundry? Maybe if I need some clean underwear. Or I could order that from Amazon. Needless to say, this attitude did not fly with my new queen. The first year of marriage, they say, is the most difficult. I don't know if that's true for everyone. It was certainly true for me. Clean the floor. Pick up after the dogs. Wash the sheets. Golly. Keeping her happy is a full-time job in and of itself. She's even got me cooking. I make a mean meatloaf, And mac and cheese. Who knew that it didn't come out of a blue box? Fighting Bachelor Jeremy is a daily occurrence for me. I use my marriage mantra to battle him. Say it with me. Happy wife, happy life. Perhaps my most difficult change happened when I was in high school. I'd had friends from early on in my freshman year who I hung out with all the time. They were my gang of buddies in high school. In my junior year, I did a 2-month study program in Israel. When I came back, I was so passionate. I wanted to talk about it all the time. I think my friends tried to understand me, but within a month, they just stopped hanging out with me. Cut me off. It was perhaps my loneliest time. I harbored bottomless resentment for them for the longest time, until recently a friend of mine showed me that what had happened wasn't their fault. They hadn't changed. I had. I'm finally letting go of that anger. I do truly believe that a part of us has to die to move into the future. But it's more than that. I think you need to hold a funeral. I think all of us should hold memorial services for those past iterations of ourselves that are impeding us, blocking the progress we're ready to make. I hope all of you can find time to do that for yourselves. Today is the funeral for Ohio Jeremy, who never really existed. For Bachelor Jeremy, who I can fight by remembering what my wife's smile means to me. To resentful Jeremy, who's ready to let go of those negative energies. Who am I today? I'm Florida Jeremy. I'm husband Jeremy. I'm grateful Jeremy. Mr. Contest Master.